The next thing that we're going to learn is what's commonly known as a ladder stitch. Now, there have been videos with people using this all over the internet, and people read comments all over the place. That's amazing, I never knew that could happen, and on and on and on. And what it's used for is to bring two edges together in what is a fairly invisible stitch. And to do this, you get your two pieces and you actually start on the inside. So I'm just going to pick up a couple threads on the inside of where the seam will be to tack my thread down. And then you go back and forth. So you go straight across from where that stitch is. You put your needle in and you go underneath the fabric, just like with the invisible hem stitch. And then you come up again. And then directly across, straight across, so it looks like the rungs of a ladder. Put your needle in and go up another stitch. This is one of those, it's used for pulling together darts and for shaping. It's used for repairing clothing, especially on seams that have opened up or that the threads have split. And you can see as I pull it tight, it becomes invisible. Do a couple more here. Pull it tight and it becomes invisible. This is a handy little thing to learn, just because it helps make edges nice and pretty. It's actually very professional looking. And it's sturdy because the threads are inside the fabric itself. You're less likely to snag the threads or cause friction on the thread and cause the thread to break as you're moving around and using whatever you're making. I'll put one right in the corner here. I need to straighten up my thread. Alright, now as you can see, I actually have this folded over because it's a corner of the apron. So what I'm going to do is, instead of getting the ones on the inside, I'm actually going to make sure and catch the layers on the outside so that those two inside layers stay inside and are actually wrapped up in the stitches themselves. I'm going to keep these ones fairly loose, or at least attempt to. I'm so used to pulling my stitches tight immediately. Loose, loose, loose. There we go. And then when I pull them tight, those inner layers are not going to disappear completely, but they get sandwiched in there nice and tight, and it's still fairly neat, and you still have just very little thread showing. This is another one of those that takes quite a bit of practice. I mean, you can see that I didn't get that one quite even, quite straight across, but that's okay. But again, I would like to see what you're doing. Practice and show me what you're doing. Tag me on Instagram. The tag is up on the screen. I'd like to see your projects.